I really should have got myself a drink for this. If you want to join me, go grab a drink. I don't mean alcohol, just whatever you want. If you want it to be alcohol, knock yourself out. Fixed it. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different type of video. I'm going to be talking you through some of the products that I will not be buying. And there are certain things that will crop up and people will say, oh, Soph, can you test this? And I look at it and I'm like, no. And sometimes I talk about these kind of things on my Instagram stories where I'll ask people, oh, what do you think of this new launch? Or I'll talk about opinions myself. But it's been a while since I sat down and did a kind of like anti-haul type thing. So let me know your opinions because I love having a little chat about makeup. I find it exciting seeing new products and just having a little like gossip about them really. And if you like this style of video, give this a thumbs up because I can definitely do this again. Just having a fun little chinwag really. So the first thing that I've seen that is launching soon that I will not be buying is the new Rhode Lip Peptide shades. I think they have 3 new shades for summer. It might be 4 new shades for summer. Apparently they've now fixed their issue of them being grainy. I do have a Rhode Peptide lip balm, which was the original one, the first one that ever launched, just like the clear bog standard basic one. It is a nice lip balm. My one isn't grainy. I don't know if it was the shades afterwards that were grainy and had like little bits of wax in them or something. It's good that they fixed it, but for such a big brand, it's kind of like, how did that even get approved in the first place? Although to be fair, I've had some Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, I've had some MAC lipsticks that have been grainy and those have been going for years. So I guess it happens, accidents happen, mistakes are made. But the new shades of the lip balm, I'm just like, I don't need to be spending over 20 quid on a shade of lip balm that doesn't seem to give any tint. They look really, really pale. And yeah, I'm sure they're pretty. They seem to have like a little bit of a shimmer in them. But for me, I like collecting lip products and I've got a lot of lip products, but the Rhode lip balms, like I think it's a good lip balm, but that's where it kind of ends for me. Like these shades look like they're not really going to show up on your lips and they're mostly just going to be clear anyway. They don't look like anything mind-blowing. Do you know what I mean? The colours are just a bit meh. Maybe I'll be proved wrong when I actually see some swatches on the lips, but yeah, not for me. It needs to actually excite me, you know? The new blushes, on the other hand, the ones from the Lemontini, is that what it's called? Lemontini? From that collection, the blushes look really nice and that is maybe something that I would be interested in. I really actually like my Rhode blush. Speaking of lip balm, the next thing that I will absolutely not be buying, and I spoke about this on my Instagram story and I had very mixed feedback from you guys. Some people were like, oh my god, no, I love the sound of this. A lot of people were like, what in fresh hell is this? Prada launched a banana lip balm. I think it was in Sabrina Carpenter's new music video. She definitely has like some kind of deal with Prada, but a banana lip balm, and the way that they advertised this lip balm, which I found a bit odd actually, was they sent out PR packages to people of banana sweets, but just of banana sweets. So everyone was getting these bags of sweets from Prada, but I didn't actually see anybody receive the balm in the package, which I thought was a bit odd. But to me, the idea of like artificial banana scented lip balm makes me feel a bit sick. It's so strange. I like bananas, but anything that's like artificial banana scented or anything that's like banana flavoured, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand the idea of it. And I think it actually stems back to childhood. There was a particular medicine, I think it was like an antibiotic medicine or like some kind of liquid drinkable medicine that was bright yellow and it was banana flavoured and scented. I think that put me off banana flavours for life. And that is not what I want to be putting on my lips. And also I don't like that it's yellow either. I'm just like, why? I'm sure there are many people out there that love banana scented and banana flavoured things, but like I just don't get it. And for such an expensive lip balm, it's like, could they not have gone for strawberry or raspberry or peach? Just anything other than banana. But maybe they did banana to cause a bit of a stir because it's quite unusual, like I get that. Thinking outside the box and all that, but I will not be buying that. Absolutely not. The next thing that I will not be buying is from One Size and it is their glitter setting spray. Actually, the first specific reason is because I just don't actually really get it as a concept. It reminds me of those glitter hairsprays that you used to buy from Claire's, like to wear to a school disco when I was back, like, I don't know, 8. Or like the glitter body sprays. I'm all about that. I think like at Christmas, kind of fun, like to have a glitter hairspray or like some kind of glitter spray, but a glitter setting spray for your face. Why would you want to spray glitter all over your face? I actually don't get it. Like hair, cool. On your outfit, cool. Maybe a little bit on the shoulders, cool, but like all over your face? Is that just me? Like I don't understand. I've seen people using it and everyone's like, oh my god, it's so pretty. Why are people wanting to look like Edward Cullen when he steps into the sunlight on a regular basis, like all over your face? Like I love glitter on the eyes, I love glitter on the lips, but not my entire face. So that's my first reason, but my second reason is because there was a girl who bought this glitter setting spray, and if you've seen this, let me know. But my best friend Ellie actually sent me this video on TikTok and I was absolutely cracking up, which by the way, it's not cheap, like it's an expensive mist. And she goes to spray it on her face and it just doesn't stop spraying. She puts it down and she's like hitting it and it's just like continuously spraying out, and then she starts like choking on it and she runs outside onto onto her balcony and pretty much the entire bottle just sprayed out. I'm pretty sure she said in the video, like, not my $40. Like, it just fully broke, malfunctioned, wouldn't stop spraying, and then the whole bottle was gone. I really hope they sent her a new one. It's got 10 million views, this video, but it's so funny. So that's the second reason why I would not be buying that. I really like the original One Size setting spray, but the glitter one, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Am I wrong? Let me know. The next thing that I will not be buying is the new Natasha Denona palette. This is called the Mini Gloom eyeshadow palette, and again, a couple of reasons. I've recently bought myself a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. I bought this one, which is the My Mini Dream palette, and I was really quite disappointed in it. A lot of you guys did say in the comments that it was the particular palette that I picked and that other ones are better and the shimmers are more impressive, but the shimmers were so lackluster. Like, I've got so many better shimmer. I genuinely have a £3.95 pretty much dupe of this eyeshadow palette from MUA, and it performs so much better. Like, the shimmers are so much nicer. The mattes in this are nice, but the shimmers were just so average. And some of the colour stories of their palettes I think actually look really nice, but this new one that's launched, the Gloom eyeshadow palette, I look at the colour story and I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't really get it. Like, I look at that and I think, okay, there's a couple of looks you could get. Why have they put a random pink in there? To me, that doesn't match. I think they should have put in another, maybe like a darker matte green shade, and the colour story just isn't a bit of me, to be honest. Like, maybe it's just not my taste, but I've actually been put off buying Natasha Denona because of this eyeshadow palette that I bought, and I'm scared to try another one, to be honest. That one I will also be giving a miss. Oh my goodness, when I saw this come up on Trend Mood, this next thing, I was like, oh, this is not gonna go down well. This is not gonna go down well. Anastasia Beverly Hills launched some new bronzers, and in the pictures and in the swatches, they look like the ashiest colours ever. And let's be real, not every brand launches tons of shades of bronzers, which they should be doing. It's 2025. But you would expect that a high-end brand, a well-established brand like Anastasia Beverly Hills, would be launching a decent shade range. Did no one look at the swatches and think, oh, maybe we need to go back to the drawing board and like add some deeper shades and make them less ashy? Because it's supposed to be a bronzer. Bronzer is supposed to warm your skin, but all of these models with supposedly the bronzer on, it doesn't make me want to buy them. They look great. And I mean, I've not tried them. Those are just my opinions, but I don't think I will be buying that one, especially for, I think they're around $40 or something. They're not cheap. The next thing that I will not be buying, and quite a lot of people asked me to test this, but I'm so sorry, I just cannot do it. It's that giant palette from P. Louise. It is the P. Louise Wedding Wish XXXL eyeshadow palette. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. I saw Robert Welsh made a whole video about this, and he was asking people for their thoughts, and I commented on it being like, I don't know why, looking at the palette, it sends like shivers down my spine. I know that this is so dramatic, but it genuinely like, because it's so big. That palette is bigger than me, probably. I don't know whether it's because I look at it and I think, oh my god, I could never get through that many shades. I don't know if it's because I'm like, oh my god, where the hell would I store that? And I know that it's made for makeup artists in mind, and that is understandable, but when you actually look at the palette and look at the shades, they've got a layer, they've got like a whole freaking platter of creams and then mattes and then shimmers, which is a great concept for a palette, but does it really need to be this big? Like, really, does it need to be this big? Half the shades in that look the same. They are not going to look that different on your skin. There is no need for at least half these shades in here. They could make this palette and it would be great for makeup artists with maybe like a quarter of these shades. And also, like Robert said in his video, what makeup artist is going to want to take a palette that is that big? People try to downsize their kits. They depot eyeshadows into smaller palettes to make life easier. Who's going to want to take this massive like 5-foot long eyeshadow palette with them? I just don't get it. And your average person is never going to get through that. No one can look at that palette and tell me, oh yeah, I would use up every single shade. Like, it just seems like a waste to me. I don't like it. The next thing is from NYX, and I've seen a fair few ads for these, and I've seen a fair few people talk about them, and I've seen a fair few people say, oh, these are nice. It's actually another product that I look at it and it kind of like makes me cringe and like recoil. It's the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balms. And yeah, you heard that right, matte lip balm. Thinking about a matte balm on my lips reminds me of the days where people were putting Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse on their lips. Do you know what I mean? The feeling of like a smushy matte or like a silicone primer and putting that on your lips. That's what it makes me think of, and that's what the texture looks like to me. Matte lips I understand because, you know, with certain looks and stuff, they look great, and I know that a lot of people are all about a matte lip. They tend to last longer on the lips and they give, you know, a specific look. Not everybody wants a gloss, and that's fine, but a matte lip balm, in my head, those two things just should not go together. I can't imagine the formula feels nice. It just gives me like the heebie-jeebies a bit, and all the videos that I've seen of them, the colours look nice, but I just look at it and think, well, that would look so much nicer if it was one, just a matte lipstick, or two, a glossy lip balm. Whose idea was that? Who was asking for a matte lip balm? Sorry, NYX, I love you, but I don't understand. And then another thing from NYX as well, and I know that people are going to fight me on this, because again, I spoke about this on Instagram and I had a fair few people reply being like, no, oh my god, I'm so excited for this, which is so fair. Like, everyone has different tastes, but in my taste, the NYX highlighters, which I have tested, by the way, I've tested the pink one and I've tested one of the champagne shades, very nice, but the like blue, green and purple shades, I will not be buying. They are not a bit of me, and I know that a lot of people still like to use colourful highlighters, but they just bring me back to the early days on my channel when the ABH Moonstone palette, was that what it was called? Moonchild, so close. Everyone lost their shit over this palette back in the day, and it was like pink, green, blue, grey and purple highlighters. Oh, it just brings me back to those early days of my channel where I would have like a stripe of colourful highlighter, of like lilac highlighter on my face, and I know there was a lilac in my Makeup Revolution palette, and actually that highlighter kind of slayed, I won't lie, and especially on fair skin it looked very nice. It didn't necessarily look purple, it was more of just like an icy highlighter, and back then my skin tone was also icy, so it worked, but just like blue and green and purple highlighters are not my thing anymore unless I'm doing a specific kind of look. I'm not interested. Like pink, fine, because I'll use it as a blush topper, but the greens and the blues, they don't do it for me, I'm sorry. If you like any of these things, by the way, absolutely fine. Everyone has different tastes and different preferences. I just thought it'd be fun to discuss. That's why I have the comment section, so if you are into your colourful highlighters still, let me know. And then another thing that Fenty's released, which again I don't understand, is unicorn makeup making a comeback, because dear god, I hope not. We've been there, we've done that. I don't want to go back to it. It was not flattering on me. I don't need to repeat that and look back on those pictures and cringe at myself. It really did have its time, you know, it was a thing of the times, but Fenty have launched a unicorn blizzard lip gloss. They're just pumping out these lip gloss shades, but this one is like a white iridescent with a purple and a blue, and again, for the same reasons that I've already spoke about, it's just not a bit of me. The next thing that I saw Trend Mood posted about was Dior's new fall collection, or like autumn collection if you're in the UK, and one of the things that they're launching in this collection is a 5-colour eyeshadow palette in Daring Lilac, and it's limited edition, and I just think, who is this gonna flatter? Again, it looks so ashy. Where did this whole lilac trend come from? I think this is the problem. I'm not on board with the lilac trend. Last year it was like the baby pink trend, like the super baby pink, and then I feel like at the start of this year it was the lilac trend with like the Huda Beauty lilac powder, and everyone was doing like these lilac P. Louise blushes, which again, no, not a bit of me. So one, are Dior like late to the trend, or is this predicted to come back again? Because has lilac not kind of been and had its moment and now it's gone again? And also, can we please stop with these high-end, not just high-end, luxury brands putting foam applicator eyeshadow brushes in their palettes? Nobody wants a foam applicator or like these tiny little brushes, because one, they're just going to fall out and you're going to lose them. Two, you're not actually using them to do your eyeshadow. Who is using that? They sell foam applicators in eyeshadow palettes that you buy in the kids toy section. Why are they putting them in a Dior palette? It just infuriates me. And like, for example, I have this little YSL palette, pretty little palette. I tried using the sponge applicator from this thinking, oh, it'll apply the shimmers nicely. It didn't. It just didn't work. Do you think they do it so they can get away with making the eyeshadow pan smaller? But then if that's the case, why not just cut that part out of the packaging? I would actually rather that. Look, see, I've just dropped one on the floor. I would actually just rather the packaging was smaller than have these silly brushes, because they just are annoying. Sorry, I got a bit passionate about that, but do you know what I mean? And the final thing that I will not be buying, again, it's another lavender shade product. This one is from Fenty Beauty, and to be honest, I've only seen one little video clip of this. So maybe when I see more swatches, I will be sold, but Fenty are launching their Diamond Bomb highlighter in a shade called Lavender Lover. I do actually really like the Fenty Diamond Bombs. I think they're so pretty for specific events, mostly around like Christmas time and stuff, but they're really nice on the eyes if you want to use them as an eyeshadow. They do obviously obviously work on your cheeks, but they do have like that glitter in them. So if that's not what you're going for, then fine. But again, would rather have glitter like on my cheek than over my whole face. One size, I'm talking to you. But yeah, they're launching a lavender shade, and I just saw this and thought, okay, maybe it's because my hair used to be lilac, and back then everything was like lilac, and maybe I just find it a bit triggering. I don't know. I think it just doesn't suit my particular skin tone. I can imagine this is going to look stunning on some people, and maybe when I see it swatched on some people, I'm going to be like, oh, you know what, that is kind of pretty. But just straight off the bat, I was kind of like, okay, is the lavender lilac trend still a thing? So those are my honest thoughts and opinions about these products. Again, no hate to the brands. This is just a bit of like light-hearted fun, and it's just my opinions on particular products that I don't like. Brands release so many products, and obviously not everyone's going to like every single product from every single brand. But if you like these things, let me know. Or if you share the same opinions as me, let me know, because it will be fun. It will be fun to discuss. I like having a little gossip. I'm going to answer a question of the day. As always, if you have any questions for me, it can literally be about anything, doesn't have to be makeup related. Leave me a comment down below with the hashtag question of the day. Today's question comes from Aisha Safina 6147. They've said, hey Soph, which are some of your most favourite mascaras? The best ones in terms of both volume and length, because whatever mascara you use, your lashes look so full and voluminous. Thank you very much. So, some of my favourite mascaras, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, number one is probably the L'Oreal Panorama mascara, actually, the one in the gold packaging. Hang on, do I have it next to me? I do. Hello, is it going to focus? This one from L'Oreal, the brush looks like this. I actually think this is my favourite mascara that I've ever used, and I think for me, this slightly overtakes the Maybelline Sky High. The Maybelline Sky High has been my top favourite mascara for like the past few years since it came out, because one, it's affordable, two, it doesn't smudge on me, three, it gives really good volume and length and separates your lashes without going too clumpy. That one is amazing. This L'Oreal Panorama one I like slightly more because it gives a little bit more volume than the Maybelline. Again, doesn't smudge on me. I think this mascara is incredible. I also really like the L'Oreal Telescopic. That is another one of my favorites. That one is slightly less volumizing than this, but if you're going for length, that one's got like a really skinny brush and it's really good for getting up in there. Honestly, if you're looking for a really affordable mascara, these ones from 17 are pretty similar to the Maybelline Sky High kind of vibe. This is the 17 Extreme Extension Lengthening Mascara. It has a similar type of brush that has little tiny teeth and is a plastic brush. And again, it's really good for getting up in there, giving you volume, but also separating your lashes. That one's only like £4. Another one of my recent favorites is the Sephora Size Up Mascara. They do it in multiple shades as well. I love the brown one. It's probably my favorite brown mascara that I've tried actually so far. That one's really good for getting volume. It also is really good at lengthening, and it separates your lashes as well. It doesn't quite separate them as much as those ones that I mentioned, but I love it as a mascara. I think it's great. God, to be honest, there's so many. I've tried so many mascaras that I'm actually forgetting off the top of my head. Another recent one that I've tried that's actually worked its way into my favorites is the new Too Faced Ribbon Lash Tubing Mascara. That one is so good. I used it in my video where I was testing your guys' favorites. If you want to see an action, go look at that video, but it's a tubing mascara. It doesn't smudge on me, and it just made my lashes so long and thick. And it's quite rare that I will find a higher end mascara that doesn't smudge on me. I hope that helps and gave you like a little selection of a few. Those are some of my faves. I could be forgetting many, but just off the top of my head, I hope that helps. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Sorry if I offended anyone, just my opinions, nothing personal. I wonder if these brands will keep pumping out products that no one wants. Okay, no, I'm joking. People obviously want them or they wouldn't put them out there. And not everyone has the same taste as me, so I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for listening to me yap, and see you next time.